Hello everyone! This is part 2 of the Lenovo Legion 7 and today we're fixing GPU not detected. Okay, so I can still confirm that the GPU is not detected because Task Manager, Hardware Monitor and Device Manager don't see the GPU. Alright, so I've got a USB stick with MatsMods and we will now boot into the BIOS, select it and see what MatsMods has to say. Just as a little recap, we last time got the laptop to display an image by flashing a BIOS that has dynamic graphics selected and not discrete graphics. Alright, so I will now select the 20 series cards here and boot into the USB stick. MatsMods is diagnosing software for GPU. It runs on a tiny Linux, what I've seen here. I've got a few versions here and we need 400 2 to 1.1. So let's cd into that folder. And we now run the test command. Let's see. Okay, so the test failed. PCI device not found. Let's do a ls PCI. And we've only got the Intel Corporation VGA compatible controller there. So yeah, the GPU is not even on the PCI bus. So MatsMods doesn't help us because this isn't a VRAM issue. Alright, so we probably have a power rail failure or there is no connection from the core to the board. First of all, we must understand the power sequencing now to be able to check all the rails and understand why or which one is missing. First thing in the sequence is GPU power enable. The signal is generated by the chipset and is pulled up to 3VS. It is used for a few logic gates, but it's also used to enable 1V8 RON. Let's take the board out and check GPU power enable. Okay, so I've got my charger set up here and I've also got a little heatsink for the CPU because we know that it's running. We don't want that to overheat. Make sure that doesn't short anything out. The voltage we're interested in is located on this transistor here, so we will press the power button, measure the voltage and see what we get. So I will give the laptop power voltage and press the power button. Okay, we had 3.34 second. Oh, the laptop reset, CMOS reset. Okay, alright, 3.3 volts are present. The enable is good. Next voltage on the line is VPP, which I don't know what it is, I couldn't find it. I don't think it exists on this laptop. And number 3 is 1V8 AON. Because it's easy, I would like to measure here. Alright, same story again. Give the laptop power. Press the power button right here. 1.8 for a second. Laptop resets because no CMOS battery. 1.8. Alright. This voltage 1V8 RON is fine too. Okay, so next thing in line is 1V8 main enable and 1V8 main. We will just proceed checking 1V8 main because if the enable is missing we won't have 1V8 main. 1V8 main can be measured in all these places and we will choose this resistor down there for easy access. One V8 main is also present. Going back to the sheet, we have as the next voltage NV3V3, which does not exist on this board because we are using 3VS or 3 volt, I'm not sure, for the 3.3 volt pull-ups. No need to check this on this board. Number 7 is NVVDD. This is the main V-core rail. Let's grab NVVDD on one of these spots. And no, NVVDD is missing. Alright, so NVVDD is generated by this controller here. And there can be a bunch of reasons for why NVVDD is missing. It can be possible that input to this IC is missing. That's why it doesn't drive the VRAM chips. These four on the front of the board to generate NVVDD for the core. Or it's output that is not working. So for example, a shorted PWM signal from one of the VRMs, or possibly a shorted NVVDD because of a faulty core. It's also possible that the VRM controller is faulty. I usually like to check all inputs, all outputs, and if that doesn't find any issues, we will replace the VRM controller. I've got us a data sheet of the controller here, and things we must check as inputs are VCC. We need enable, and we need VRAP, that's like the VinSense on the MPS controller, and outputs we must check is power good and DR on. We can check the power good on this logic gate here, which is actually driven logic low, but that is normal when the output is missing due to some other reason. And DR on this capacitor here, and that is present. Let's search for a missing input now. Okay, we can check VCC on this capacitor here. And yes, we've got 5 volt. Enable on this resistor here, which is logic high at 1.8 volt. And now is the last VRAMP on pin 3. And that appears to be totally missing. Interesting. Okay, so I'm looking at this data sheet again, and we can see that VRAMP is connected to a capacitor to ground and through R9 to VIN. We can see that in the board here too. Pin 3 is VRAMP, it's connected through a capacitor to ground and also to a resistor on the front of the board here to 19 volt NVVDD. Let's check if 19 volt are present here and if any voltage is present on the other side. Okay, so the resistor we are after is down here. I do have to power the board so first. It's a bit annoying because the button is on the back. Alright, let's check quickly. Left side has 20 volt and other side has nothing. Alright. Let's disconnect the charger and let's put the multimeter in resistance mode. Place one probe on each side of the resistor and measure it. And what can we see? It's open line, yeah? So there's no resistance across it at all. So what I think happened here is that someone tried to remove or add a SSD. And because that is right above it, maybe they poked the resistor with a screwdriver or something, and now it's open line. It does not look visually damaged. I can put a photo up, but yeah, let's replace it. I've got this Xbox One Fat donor board, and we will now steal R3E21 because it's a 1K ohm resistor, and this resistor is located here. Okay, so I got our resistor removed. Thank you for your service. And let's install the new one in place here. Okay, checking the resistance again now. Exactly 1K ohm. I hope you still remember the sheet. NVVDD was missing. So we will now go over and recheck it on the big capacitors here. Connect it to power, press the power button. Oh, and you can't see it, but nice, NVVDD is back and present. I will partially reassemble now and check if the graphics card is detected. The laptop is reassembled. Let's connect the battery. Time for the final test. Let's see if the GPU is detected. And yes! NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 Super with Max-Q design. You can see here the GPU is detected now. Let's boot into Windows now and see if the GPU is detected there too. And yes, we did it. It's detected in Device Manager and in the Task Manager too. Let's now boot into MetsMods again to test the GPU VRAM. Let's start with the LSPCI this time. And we've now got the VGA compatible controller NVIDIA Corporation device. So this is the GPU, it's detected. Let's go into the correct test folder again. And let's see now, but failed to execute. Not quite sure why. I will select discrete graphics now. Let's see if it boots with this. Not sure if I need to have this selected to even be able to run MetsMods. Okay, it's actually running the VRAM test now. And the test has passed. So we have got no memory errors on all the VRAM banks, which means we have fixed the laptop. So thank you for watching, like, subscribe if you liked the video, and see you in the next one. Bye!